Get ready for your daily dose of WordPress and web development tips, tricks, and insights to help you find success with WordPress. You're listening to WP the Podcast with your hosts, David Blackman and Tim Streifler.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of WP the Podcast, brought to you by WP Gears. I'm David Blackman.
And I'm Tim Streifler.
Today we're going to talk about this one tip that will help you close more web design deals. Obviously, we're in the WordPress world. The majority of our listeners build websites for clients, and closing deals is important. You can't stay in business if you don't close websites, So here are a few tips before I dive into some of the sales stuff. I'm going to let Tim talk because I'll probably be doing a lot of talking in this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. So, sales is something that's really important, and it's something that I'm going to go at and kind of just venture a guess, a number out there, but I'm going to say that the majority, 90% or more of web designers out there struggle with the sales side of things. And so David's one of those naturally born gifted salespeople. I do okay, but compared to David, he's a sales guru. It's just something that's just always come natural to him. And so we teach a lot of sales in our Divi Business Expert course. And so shameless plug, we just started a new enrollment for class 3. We've had over 300 students go through the course, have lots and lots of success stories. You can learn about it on wpgears.com, but wanted to do a little shameless plug there. And then I'll let David talk about the tip that will help you close more web design deals.
Yeah, and most of the feedback that we've gotten from our students, the most beneficial thing to them has been the sales aspect of how to close clients, how to work with clients, how to navigate that process, what that looks like, when to ask for the money, when to collect the money, all of those things. They're all tangibles and stuff. Most of my experience with most people is they're afraid to talk money because they're afraid of rejection. They're going to get turned down. They need money in order to pay their bills, keep their lights on, put food on the table, provide for their family. So a lot of times it's a very difficult, hard subject to talk about for most people. Like Tim said, it never has been for me. It's just something that comes naturally to me. And I think it's because of my mindset and the way that I approach sales and clients. Most people in my experience are worried about the end of the presentation, which is the closing, and how do I get them to sign on the dotted line. And my goal has never been to worry about whether or not they're going to hire me. My goal is about serving them, helping them understand what's best for their business. So then when I get around to price and stuff, they realize that, hey, you know what? This guy was very helpful. He wasn't pushy. I'm going to go with him. And that's what happens 9 times out of 10. So the tip that we have for you today is present your proposal when at all possible in person. Secondly, you can do a call. Just don't send an email. In this day and age with the digital era, everybody's sitting at a computer. They want, because they're, have a fear of people or a fear of rejection, they're worried about, they want to just send an email out, send an email out and hope they get a positive response. You need to connect with the client. They need to see who you are as a person, how you communicate. You, as the web developer, want to do the same thing because there are nightmare clients out there that you just don't want to work with. No matter how much money they're going to pay you, it's just not worth it. I've been down that road, and so it's kind of an interview for both of you, and if you go in with the mindset of some of the things that we teach in our course, I guarantee you're going to close much, much more sales. So the tip is do it in person when at all possible. If you are like Tim and I, and our business is global, we have clients all over the world. Obviously, we can't do them in person. We do video conferencing, so a call is second. Video conference would be preferable. third, telephone, and then last resort, email. Now,
Yeah.
once you close the deal and stuff and you want to communicate with the client via email, fine, you know. But do not do your closings and your presentations and your pitches and stuff. When at all possible, do it in person. Tim,
Yeah.
anything to add?
Absolutely. Yeah, I know for me, and I think kind of the typical way that people do presentations with clients is they do a discovery call and then they say, okay, and this is the way I used to do it. Okay, I'm gonna, put together a proposal for you. I'll send it over to you, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, as David mentioned, you're scared to talk about money. And so you want to do it through sending a quick email because you don't have to face them. You don't have to, talk about price and stuff like that because it's awkward, it's intimidating. And so, but once you get past that, you will have a much, much, much higher close ratio because to the client, it comes across as like maybe a little disingenuous, maybe that you're hiding something, maybe that you don't believe in it. And it's something maybe they're not consciously thinking about, but it's like the subconscious signals that you're putting out there. But if you stand by your price and you are confident in what you're delivering and you're there to serve the client, as David mentioned, well, then you should be able to deliver that proposal in person, over the phone, video call, and explain to them, here's what the plan is, here's what I've outlined for you, here's what it costs, here's how you how you pay and sign the contract, here's how we get started. And it's boom, 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 and they're like, all right, you've made it so easy. They don't have to decipher your proposal on their own. And then also when you're not on the call, they can think of all the different reasons why they don't want to spend that much money or go with you or whatever. But if you're on the call, then they're feeling good and they're ready to go, and you just got to close them.
All right. Tomorrow we've got another great topic, why customer avatars are so important in business. Tim, until tomorrow, we'll see you then.
Take care. Bye-bye.
We've come to the end of today's episode of WP the Podcast. Join us tomorrow for more daily tips and strategies designed to help you run your WordPress business toward success. Remember to subscribe to WP the Podcast so you can stay up to date with each episode. And don't forget to rate and review us. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on WP the Podcast.